sports betting brother, and hey, bring it up, and thanks for stopping by here. I'm Boyd. I'm with OddsJam.com, and OddsJam is a betting tool. It helps you make mathematically profitable decisions and choices and helps you a lot in your insights with your sports betting. Now, today we're going to talk about BetMGM, and BetMGM is a sports book that we use very, very frequently and has a lot to offer. And so I'm going to break this down in sort of two videos. This first video here will be more of a starter, kind of a beginner, maybe how you get enrolled, how you get funded, how you play some basic bets, and some of the details that are definitely good parts and good things about BetMGM. The second video I'll do for you is going to be about a 5 to 6 minute video on some of the alternative spreads, alternative totals, other things that BetMGM does really, really well, and something you want to pick up and add to your enhancement of your experience at BetMGM. So here we go. Okay, guys, we're going to start at the very beginning. Now, when you come to the BetMGM Sportsbook site, you'll notice up in the upper left-hand corner, this is Colorado. I'm actually in Denver, and I want to remind you before you even get started that states of Arizona, Colorado, Indiana, Iowa, Michigan, Nevada, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, West Virginia, and Virginia are all up and running with BetMGM and the Sportsbook app, things like that. So if you are not in one of those states, clearly then the BetMGM option will not be a choice. So hopefully before you even get started, you can figure out where you are. I can also tell you can go to each one of those states and open up an individual account with Colorado, with Arizona, with Nevada, all the ones I just mentioned. So you, in theory, could open up an individual BetMGM account and get the bonuses and get everything in each individual state. So that's a little tip that you might not have thought about or heard, and something that's very, very profitable to do if you have that ability. So again, real quick, start with the registration piece here. Upper right-hand corner, it's very quick. You just input an email and away you go. We'll come back after you get registered. Also, want to add to this, you may come across this, you will, on the downloading of the location and privacy. So this is something that happens, not every time by any stretch, but usually when you reconnect, you'll have it on your cell phone and or your laptop, your home computer, and it'll simply ask you to download that geo-tracking device. They can make sure that you're in the regulated state. So that's something you'll come across, and just want you to be aware of that. This is kind of what you'll see on your laptop. So again, once you install or download this plugin, happens pretty frequent, it happens all the time with the sports books you have online. So I just wanted you to see this, and again, know that it's very normal and very part of the experience. But again, it doesn't happen every day all the time. It's just that when they have to cross-check that geo-tracking. Okay, so here we go. So you're enrolled, you're registered, your geo-tracking set up, and now you need to make a deposit. So of course you come in here, this button that says deposit on it, and you do have options for online banking, e-check, credit card, net teller, pay near me, Skrill, and PayPal. So your withdrawal options are online banking, e-check, and PayPal. Good to know, right? Because you're going to make money doing this. But once you get funded, get set up, again, don't forget about that $1,000 risk-free wager on your initial deposit, and then go from there. We're going to open up the sports book here and look at placing a wager in NFL and NBA games for you next, and we'll pull that up and get started. All right, once again, so top to bottom, left to right, across the top here, you have your home page, which is where we currently are. We'll talk about live betting in the next video. In-game or live betting is very, very big, and it's very interactive. But across the top here, once you find the sport you're interested in wagering, you click on that. You have that same thing available down to the left here on the left-hand side, and we're going to pop into the NFL real quick and choose one of the games and show you how that looks when you first open it up and see it. Again, you're going to come across some of the promos that they have, some of the promos you could play. Of course, you have a game coming up Thursday night you could get involved with and have some of the promos going, but let's scroll on down here. Take a look at a random game just so you can kind of understand if you're placing a money line bet, a point spread bet, things like that. So let's take a look at this Jets-Dolphins game, okay? And again, the point spread is here, so you have the spread. What this basically means is at minus 110, which means you'd have to risk $110 to win 10, 55 to win 50, or 11 to win 10. But you'd have, let's say you took the Jets plus 8.5. That means they could actually lose the game by 8 points, but because you have that half a point or that hook, you would win that particular bet. In order for you to lose that bet, the Dolphins would have to win by 9. Okay, so contrarily, if you took the Dolphins, they need to win by 9 points or more, or do you cover the point spread on that side of things? And of course, same type of numbers as far as wagering the -110 to win 100. Here's the total. So the total is 42.5. If you think the final score combined is going to be over or under 42.5, is how you would place, or where you would place your wager. So again, if you thought the final score was going to be 21-10, that would be a 31-point grand total. You'd be well under that 42.5. So that's how you would use the totals, and how you would place an over or under wager. And those are the odds as far as the payouts. Money line. Money line is simply pick a winner. Okay. Just pick a winner. No point spreads are involved. No totals are involved. But here's how you would do that. So, for example, if you wanted the Jets, or you took the Jets, you'd win $325 back. You'd win your $100 stake and $325 net profit. You'd have $425 total. Now, they have to win the game. If they lose by 3, they would have covered the point spread, but not win your particular money line bet. Contrarily, you take the Dolphins, -400. Okay. You'd have to you'd have to wager $400 to win 100, or 40 to win 10, so forth and so on. The math is very simple to follow. In that case, let's just pick another one here real quick. We'll scroll here to this Washington football team. If you bet $100 on the money line, you'd get $165 back. And then certainly if you took the point spread, you could take Washington +4.5. They could lose the game by 4 points, and you'd still win that point spread bet if you had Washington +4.5. So you can see here the half a point, or the hook, as they call it, is very, very important in a lot of these games, especially in the NFL, as the lines and the market is very, very tight. I'm sorry, I'm going to scroll back up here. And so it's something to be aware of when you're placing your wager, is the correlation between the total and the spread, and understanding how these odds work as far as payouts. It does keep track of it for you over here. I was doing a video earlier. We had a Phoenix Suns bet, but we're going to run over to the NBA real quick, and I'll show you the NBA layout and sort of how you could place a wager in that market. And we'll do a little practice wager just to show you how that works. Same type of thing as far as the point spread, the total, and the money line. In our advanced video, or the next video, we'll get into the alternative spreads and some of the player props, and just some of the other more in-depth things you can would run into on this site. But this is just sort of the basics to get you off and running. So again, let's say I wanted to take the Phoenix Suns -1.5. Okay, place that wager, and you come over here once that lights up. Okay, we want to take the Phoenix Suns here. In this particular case, it's the spreads -1.5, and if you wanted to parlay it with something else, you could. You'd hit this little button, and the round robin is another advanced parlay type situation with straight bet. And we're going to see if we can scroll here to show you, if you wanted to risk 50, you'd win 95, 45 back, and you'd hit this green button to place that bet. Okay, that simple, that easy, and that's how you would do it. So we're going to cross that off and delete that, but that's how you would place a wager. Let's just say another practice one. You want to take this under in this Brooklyn Nets game. You would actually come over here. You can take this out of your bet slip and place your $50 here. Now let's say you wanted to put 25 on that. Change it. Same thing. And you scroll down to that green button and hit that wager. So that's how you would place a simple wager on BetMGM. And then in your bet slip, it keeps track of the wagers you have. Let's say you have 4 or 5 games going on and you forgot what line you had, you forgot what total you had. You could always access that on the bet slip to track your wagers as you go about it. So very simple, very easy, really easy site to navigate. Have a really good mobile app, and I highly recommend you get hooked up with BetMGM. Again, if you have any questions, leave them below. We're going to have a second video. We'll open up the player props, the promos, the alternative spreads, alternative totals, a lot of the things that you're going to find sort of behind this main schedule here that covers all wagers. So we'll get into that next, and hopefully this is very helpful to get you up and running and started. But if you want to go to the more advanced level next, then make sure you click the button that has that video here at OddsJam.